The medium of video games has cemented itself as one of the best avenues for telling stories. Over the years, games have let players loose in expansive worlds and told soul-stirring narratives that rival the very best that the likes of movies have to offer. And much like many of the best narratives in movies, plot twists are an integral part of the experience, and many such twists happen towards the very end, which might set up future narratives or enhance the drama to a much higher degree. To that effect, here are several such stunning revelations that left fans awestruck. Please note that there are major story spoilers for every game we'll mention here. Halo Combat Evolved. Just getting started. Halo Combat Evolved ends with the protagonist Master Chief and his sidekick AI Cortana making a last-ditch escape from the titular Halo ring. After successfully making it out alive, Cortana reassures Chief that it's finally over, to which Chief says, "No, I think we're just getting started." And of course, Master Chief was right. There were more Halos to discover and enemies to fight and meet. Halo Combat Evolved might just be the most important game for Microsoft, and without its existence, Xbox wouldn't exist today. It was also a pretty risky game for its time, so when the Chief said that it was just getting started, fans across the globe were elated that this was just a strong beginning to what would go on to become a system-selling juggernaut in the near future. Max Payne 2: Mona Betrays Max. The entirety of Max Payne 2 revolves around Payne trying to bring down the Inner Circle, the organization that produced the Valkyrie drug responsible for the death of his family. Of course, this adventure is coupled with the noir love story between Payne and Mona. The game's final mission sees the duo infiltrating the mansion of Alfred Woden, the chief of the Inner Circle, to bring him down, when Mona switches sides and points a gun at Max's head at the behest of Woden. However, given the history the two share, Mona isn't actually able to shoot Max. This doubt then costs her life, as Vladimir Lem quickly shoots her in the back, and she falls to the ground immediately, following which the story reaches its conclusion. After all, some love stories are meant to be incomplete. Resident Evil Village. Ethan is likely alive. While it's still an unconfirmed theory, Resident Evil Village's ending cutscene suggests that protagonist Ethan Winters is still alive. After his now grown-up daughter Rose Winters goes to his tomb on his birthday, she is presumably called by BSAA for an operation. As she zooms past the road in a car, we can see what looks to be a recognizable figure in the distance. Fans have discovered that to be Ethan's character model through the use of camera mods, which suggests that he is indeed alive, given the fact that his body is made of mold, which enabled him to survive the insurmountable odds through the course of Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village. The fan theory might not be as far-fetched as it might initially sound. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. The entire game is likely a flashback. Kojima Productions' swan song Metal Gear is chock full of secrets that first-timers will likely miss out on. One such secret revelation that happens at the very end is the fact that Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain is a flashback of sorts, as the game opens up with Venom Snake looking at himself in a mirror while listening to a tape titled "From the Man Who Sold the World." The game also ends up in the same place, although Snake now has another tape titled Operation Intrude in 313. Upon further inspection, it can be deciphered that the mirror sequence takes place on MGS-1's Outer Heaven, a belief that is further solidified by gunshots from the background, assumedly caused by Solid Snake. This in turn gives way to the deduction that Venom Snake is recalling all these past events before going out to face Solid Snake. Control. Jesse doesn't actually die from the HEDRON. Control might be one of the most beautifully weird narratives of recent memory. The ever-shifting architecture of the oldest house is the perfect backdrop to the constantly puzzling story of protagonist Jesse Faden fighting the Hiss. The game seemingly ends with Jesse dying while trying to banish the Hiss from the HEDRON. However, credits start to become distorted and you are once again put in the shoes of Jessie, although now she's just a paper-pushing employee of the FBC. Taking the help of Polaris, she somehow manages to escape from this nightmare and put an end to the hiss once and for all before resuming her duties as the rightful director of the FBC. Red Dead Redemption 2: The Epilogue. Much like the very first Red Dead Redemption 2 also features an extensive epilogue that players can easily sink a dozen hours or so into. Players spend the game's 6 chapters playing as the sympathetic outlaw that is Arthur Morgan. After the Van der Linde gang has broken up, Morgan meets his untimely demise after giving John Marston an opportunity to live a new life. Then, the game cuts to several years in the future and we get to witness a changed Marston, trying his level best to become a better man for his family. Life once again takes a turn for him and he sets out to exact revenge from Van der Linde and Micah with the help of Sadie Adler and Charles Smith. Micah manages to get an upper hand in the fight, to which Marston convinces Van der Linde to switch sides and realize his fault. The man with the silver tongue is left speechless, and he leaves the arena after shooting Micah. John returns to his ranch with the gang's recovered money, which then leads to the events of the first game when his family is once again kidnapped by lawmen in exchange for taking down his former allies. God of War 2018: Atreus is Loki. Sony Santa Monica's 2018 God of War is yet another narrative that masterfully combines a sincere narrative with a thunderous adventure filled to the brim with interesting and unexpected twists. The most shocking of these twists occur at the game's climax, where it is revealed that Atreus is indeed Loki. Those familiar with Norse myths should know that Loki is someone who's the reason behind Fimbulwinter and brings about Ragnarok. Once Kratos gets to know about this, he is understandably worried about the future, no matter how bleak it might look. The game then ends with a post-credit scene of Thor arriving at Kratos' door, and we can't wait to see what's in store for the sequel. Batman: Arkham Knight. Who is the Man on Fire? Batman: Arkham Knight was the finale to the Rockstar trilogy that started it all in 2009. So it makes sense for the conclusion to be a worthy send-off for our beloved hero. Once Scarecrow reveals the identity of Batman to Gotham, Bruce Wayne has no choice but to initiate the Nightfall Protocol. You see, the Nightfall Protocol involves destroying the Wayne Manor when Bruce, now confirmed to be Batman, is inside and having it telecasted live across news channels to make the public think that he is no more. However, a secret ending cutscene showcases a post-Batman world, where a family of 3 gets ambushed by a group of thugs in a dark alley. Once a thug looks at the roof, he sees the shadow of a mysterious figure slowly getting bigger in size, all while emitting some black vapors. He then jumps from the roof and looks to be a scarier version of Batman, one on fire. It cannot be confirmed whether this was Batman himself, but fan theories suggest that someone might be using Scarecrow's fear toxin to make criminals see their worst fears come to life. A Way Out. Vincent is a cop. Hazelight Studios' A Way Out might not be one of the most nuanced narratives, but it is certainly enjoyable for the most part, and houses a rather stunning revelation towards the very end. After successfully managing to establish a meaningful relationship with each other through the course of the game, it's revealed that Vincent is actually an undercover cop who wants to exact revenge on Leo, as he was the convict for his brother's death case. The game's final level ends in a fight to the death against the 2 partners, and there are 2 separate endings depending on who wins the fight. The Last of Us. Joel betraying the Fireflies. Taking place in a post-apocalyptic world, 2013's The Last of Us is all about the story of cynical Joel, traveling across the United States with the little girl Ellie in an effort to make a vaccine for the cordyceps virus. Both characters do not start on the best of terms, although they are able to develop a meaningful father-daughter type relationship over the course of this emotionally charged adventure. As the clouds of separation start to loom over the two, Joel increasingly wishes to let go of this pursuit of finding a vaccine, while Ellie wants her immunity to the virus to mean something, even if that means sacrificing her life for the purpose. After fears of losing Ellie are confirmed, Joel goes on a killing spree with the Fireflies, rescues an unconscious Ellie from the operation theater, kills her contractor Marlene, and escapes in a car. Ellie wakes up to ask Joel about what happened, to which he blatantly lies about what went down at the hospital. Once they reach Tommy's settlement, Ellie once again brings up the previous question to confirm whether Joel was indeed telling the truth, to which he once again replies yes. The camera cuts to a shot of Ellie's tensed face, which then fades to black. Metal Gear Solid. There is a third clone. Kojima's breakout hit Metal Gear Solid was one of the very first games to pioneer extremely convoluted yet engaging storylines. Fans get to learn a lot about the protagonist during the course of the game, including but not limited to the fact that both Solid Snake and Liquid Snake were clones formed using the DNA of Big Boss. However, as revealed in a secret end credits sequence, we get to know that Ocelot was actually working for the US president the whole time, who is revealed to be the third clone, Solidus Snake.
No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus.
That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Bolt.